So hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. So we have today this thing that I was supposed to talk about. I thought I did a video on it, apparently not. And it's Biden wants to crack down on fentanyl trafficking. Okay. He said, 100,000 plus people have died, and we need to do something about it. Okay, so here's a tweet from the White House, and it says over 100,000 people have died from drug overdoses in the past 12 months. President Biden's Safer American plan will impose tougher penalties for deadly fentanyl trafficking. Okay, so I look at that and I'm like, okay, well, let me see what all is here and how are you going to essentially do that. So it says right here, impose tough penalties on all forms of fentanyl. Said over 100,000 people have died from drug overdoses in the past 12 months, many of them from the synthetic opioid fentanyl. It says the federal government regulates fentanyl as a Schedule 1 drug, meaning it is subject to strict regulations and criminal penalties. But drug suppliers have found a loophole that can easily alter the chemical structure of fentanyl, creating fentanyl-relating substances to enhance the drug's psychoactive properties and try to evade regulation of fentanyl. All right. It says the Drug Enforcement Administration and Congress temporarily closed the loophole, but it will reopen in January 2023. So why would you do that? You just said you want to crack we're going to temporarily close it. This is a huge problem, huge problem. We have to change it, right? And then you're like, yeah, we're going to close it, but then we're going to let it reopen pretty soon. So, what? That doesn't make any sense. But let's keep reading. All right. It says the Safer America plan includes the administration's 2021 proposal to permanently schedule all fentanyl related substances into Schedule 1. So traffickers of these deadly substances face the penalties that they deserve. So when I first read that and I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do about, so you say you're gonna get people who are trafficking this stuff, are you gonna also get people who are making this stuff? Because you said they could make it like a fentanyl type, so they alter it and the chemical composition of it. So are you guys also going to stop it being made too? Because as we know, most of this stuff comes from China. So I actually have a little thing right here, and this is the DEA. It's actually an official website for the government, and it says currently China remains the primary source of fentanyl and fentanyl related substances trafficked through international mail and express consignment operations environments, as well as the main source for all fentanyl related substances trafficked into the United States. So are you going to stop them? Are you going to crack down on China or no? I'm just curious. Like, how is that going to work? Are you going to actually do anything about them because we know that they are making it and this is coming from your own source? Or are we just not doing that? So that is something that I'm very interested in seeing. Yes, and granted, you have Mexico, you have India, who are also very much so a part of it as well. But China is the biggest factor in all of this. So are you going after like local drug dealers, the Ray Rays and Pookies that are out here, or are you going to like get the big dog? I'm just curious, because to me, I don't think they're going to get the big dog, but I did see a tweet, and this was actually pretty interesting and made a lot of sense. And it says right here, it says, you mean the crisis is people are self-medicating chronic conditions such as pain and mental illness in ways that tends to be the most readily available to them, but also self-destructive? Then we need to work on better pain management, mental health support, harm reduction, etc. If so, hard agree. So here's the thing, and this is the point that they're making. People are taking these substances because whatever the reason is for their pain, it's there. Okay. They have pain, whether it's from a loss of someone, job, maybe just true chronic conditions, true chronic pain that they have. mental illness, whatever kind of mental illness that someone may have. Okay. People are taking this kind of stuff to cope with them. Now, yes. Is it deadly? Yes. Okay. Is it more addictive? Yes. Okay. But this is the only option that people have, because try going to get Vicodin or try going to get any of these other kind of drugs that are on the market. Let's see how much that costs without insurance. Because if you look, as we know, people, we don't have universal health care. It's not easy for people to just, even to go and see it. Even if you do have health care, it's not easy to go and see a doctor. You know how much work you got to do? Oh, is this person in network or out of network? Oh, does this person do this? Does this person? Oh, well, we got to go over here and then we got to go over here. And it's always a loop around just to find somebody. Then co-pays, co-insurance, all this extra stuff that is there. Okay. And you're not providing people with, I mean, when you did the whole deinstitutionalization, that really messed up a lot of services for people who actually needed mental health and, services. So this was the problem that happened with that. So now you have people who have mental health, services that need to be attended to, that they have no way of getting. Then you go and say, oh, well, there's the community stuff that's there. That stuff, as great as it may seem, it's not always what it does seem to be. You know what I mean? Then you have, people, like they said, who has harm reduction, if people are suicidal or whatever the case may be. And we just have a government that's not really here to help people. Yet you want to turn around and say, yeah, we're going to crack down. Yeah, it sounds cute. It's pretty on paper. Yeah, you're going to do it. But are you actually going to do it? How about actually making it so that mental health services are more readily available for people? Maybe have more institutions, bring them back so that people can get the help that they deserve, so that they're not just on the streets struggling, living, or trying to survive rather. How about actually do something that is actually beneficial to people? How about that? But nobody wants to do that. That's a non-issue. That's like over here, okay, on the level of, importance. But that's the problem that we have, and nobody wants to do it. You say, oh yeah, we're going to crack down on this fentanyl and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. How about start at the source? China? No, we're not. Well, that's, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't understand how you're expecting to get anything done if you don't want to go to the source. All you want to do is possibly, get some more Ray Rays and Pookies and then be like, yeah, we did it, y'all. We did it. No, you didn't do it. So do I think that this is going to stop anything? No. I mean, look at, what is it? Kingston, Philadelphia. Is that the city? You see this video, this stuff looks like a straight up zombie movie, just like zombies there's no regular person, there's just all zombies, and they're all just like doing this kind of stuff, and they're like leaning over and they're just like looking at nothing. It's like really depressing to look at, and it's really upsetting that that's what's happening. Then you had a lot of cops who were like, yeah, we cleaned up the streets. And then this one dude did a whole walking tour video over there. He's like, yeah, they cleaned up streets. That's why I'm back. And people were like, they didn't clean up anything. They said, you got a whole block like this, right? They cleaned up this half, told everyone over here to just go to this part. So now we just got like, you just moved the ugly image. You just moved it over to another side, but you didn't actually do anything for it. You know what I mean? And that's the main problem. It's like, well, you didn't really you just moved the problem. It's like saying, man, there's a spill on the floor. Yeah, just put a paper towel on there. Just cover it up. Just put a Band-Aid on that. It'll be fine. Well, it doesn't actually fix the problem. There's something on the floor. Now, we'll just put like one of those don't cross signs over there. We'll pick it up. You know what I mean? Why not actually help as opposed to just moving them over? But get me worked up. Those are my thoughts and opinions for today. And until then.